So after last week's episode of Demon Slayer, we had the return of Upper Rank 4, which was a surprise because in the previous season, Upper Rank 4 was one of the characters we killed. Now, most of us were probably under the assumption it was replaced, but it wasn't confirmed, right? And now it has been. We now see who has replaced Upper Rank 4, and the thing about this, in an episode that is arguably a pretty chill episode, granted, I assume Ufotable did the same thing they did last week, which apparently they only adapted a couple of pages last week's episode, so I imagine they did a similar thing here, but they decided to flesh out what was probably a panel or two of fights into actually jaw-dropping animation. The thing is I think most Demon Slayer fans, especially for myself, when we've defeated upper rank demons, even if we've sacrificed, it's felt like victories because we put an end to one of Muzen's incredibly powerful allies. But the thing is the idea of replacements kind of put a wrench in everything. At the end of the day, we've always known that as long as Muzen's around, this group of, they're terrorists in terms of wanting to destroy all of humanity, right? The fact remains that we know that we need to destroy Muzen in order to really put an end to things. But it almost feels like with the reveal that after everything we went through in previous seasons, the upper ranks we've slaughtered, Muzen can just replace them. And that's actually kind of heartbreaking when you think of it. We know we still had a lot of people left to fight, that he had a lot of minions, but it's the fact that he can casually... We could sacrifice 3-4 Hashira to take down upper rank 2, upper rank 1, and before we even get to Muzen, he could have already replaced that upper rank. That is devastating, and you don't see a shonen go that route often. And to me, it's actually the most interesting thing out of the past couple of episodes that's kind of blowing my mind. Because it's not really something I think about. I'm like, okay, yeah, we lost or someone suffered, but at least we took that down. It's like, by the time we actually get to the final battle, all the uppers are going to be there, even if we've killed certain ones. The man's just going to replace them because they're just tools to use, and he can snap his fingers and have a whole damn army. That's crazy. Now, of course, I have full live reactions to all these Demon Slayer episodes. If you want to see my full length thought to this or any of these episodes, it's going to be over on my Patreon exclusively. So, something that I've said, and I think I'll continue to say, because now we're 4 episodes in, and I imagine it's going to be an 8-episode season, that's typically what they do these days, is that I assume this will be my least favorite Demon Slayer season, but I'm really glad we're getting this as a season. I understand now, especially based on when people are like, oh, they only did like a couple pages or a few pages from a chapter, but then they added all this original stuff. I can understand why people were probably skeptical who read the manga of like when they heard Hashira training arc, why would that be a season? Like that would be an episode, like they could do it in a long episode or a movie or something, right? But the fact that Ufotable was able to expand, and I can't say for sure, but my gut impression, there was like a few different moments in this episode where the animation actually did pop off, where the sword fights were actually pretty impressive. They weren't the big star attraction, but they clearly were probably a panel or two in the manga, and I have to imagine they fleshed it out to make it a little more impactful. That's my gut impression. And I think a lot of probably the dialogue and banter we get for what are essentially nameless soldiers who are probably about to die in the upcoming final battle, it was probably a lot less in the manga, but you probably got a little bit of here and there. I'm not even sure if the paper airplane stuff was in the manga at all. But in general, it feels like what's important about this is that I don't assume many characters will make it out alive. I don't. Tokito, I love him, but I don't think he'll make it out alive. Tanjiro, probably, but even then, I'm not 100%. The thing is they're gonna lose a lot. And whoever comes out victorious, I have a feeling, will either put an end to humanity if Muzen wins, or will put an end to demons if we win. But the cost to get that W is going to be great. And to actually make these characters who could just be mindless fodder to shield us and protect us, to make them feel like, you know, the training they're going through, it's hell. Like, they're scared and they're winded for a reason. But the fact that each group collectively will come out saying, we're scared, but we respect you. In Tokito's case, it was, we can't be you. We can't keep up with you. But the fact that you train us all day and then we see you sneak out at night and then in the brink of morning, we see those bruises. They respect him. So even if they're scared, they refuse to give up because they can see this is someone that's worth following. Most of those characters are not going to live. Most of the Hashiras might not even live. But the idea of having Tanjiro go from place to place, learn a bit from each of the Hashiras, while also just seeing what they're up to and reminding us that these are people with feelings. Like, that paper airplane section, it's not going to be anyone's favorite Demon Slayer moment, I'm sure. Like, there might be a singular person out there, but betting odds, not many people are going to say, damn, that paper airplane segment is the best thing Demon Slayer has ever seen. But what it is it's a nice moment of, sure, they're training for their final battle. Is playing with paper airplanes really something? No, but that's probably most of them's last moment of happiness. And to remind us that rather than this just being a battle shonen where we have to see the fights, there may have been fights in this episode, but this is an arc that I think will separate the fans of Demon Slayer who just want to see crazy blood and guts to, I want to care about them as people, and that's why when death flags are above their head, you actually feel paranoid. I think the combination of realizing how devastating Muzen's army truly is with how he can replace those that we blood, sweat, and tears to take out, to then seeing how hard they're working. This could be one of the best endgames you could ask for. I don't know where it goes. All I know is I think it's the upcoming arc. Now, I know it's a very long endgame, mind you, but the upcoming stuff after where this season will leave off is supposed to be crazy. That's about all I know. But I'm worried. They're doing a good job at making our heroes feel like they got good ambition, they got a good plan, but knowing that they're being watched by replacement upper 4, what are they going to have to sacrifice to get Muzen's head on a stick? It feels like everything. But if the future of mankind can be saved because of it, I guess it will be worth it. But this is, for as slow objectively as an arc like this might feel, it's actually kind of nice to have something chill. Rather than in episode 2, A Calm Before the Storm, it's like, you're going into the final battle, train your army, and let Tanjiro for probably the last time in his life be the goofy little brother that he wants to be. And I dig it, I really do. But the upper 4 stuff is worrisome. Now, of course, those are my feelings. Let me know what you're thinking, especially with the whole idea that they can just casually replace upper. Like, I know they could, and if you would have asked me at any point, it's like, yeah, I know he can, but it's like, with what we've killed and dealt with, for me anyway, it just feels like you assume we've made progress, and then you just feel like the progress has been ripped away. Like, that's kind of how I'm feeling, but maybe you got a different tune about it. Let me know down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell, and like I mentioned, got those full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got PCat, Vanilla Pete, Black Cat 19, Nick Howard, and Clueless 16. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.